Now let's dive in to see how the Acme Fitness platform engineering team created the developer platform and runtime environments needed to deliver the online store. Here you can see Tanzu Mission Control, where we have a large number of clusters running across vSphere, Amazon, Azure, and more. I can easily see the key top-level health indicators for all the clusters, and these top-level values will change to clearly identify if any cluster has alerts. I can click on any cluster to see about all of its different components, from nodes to namespaces, even the state of each workload and Kubernetes object running on the cluster. I can enable enterprise backup and data protection with a few clicks and run inspections across clusters to validate their conformance. This powerful central console empowers platform engineering teams to handle creation and complete lifecycle management, both for Kubernetes clusters and for all the applications and services that Kubernetes clusters need to deliver. Now to get started, the first thing we need are Kubernetes clusters themselves. I can click on Add Cluster and see that I have options to deploy Tanzu Kubernetes Grid on vSphere, EKS, and AKS clusters. I can take over existing cluster lifecycle management for EKS and AKS. And I can attach conformant Kubernetes clusters, including OpenShift and other Kubernetes distributions. For each option I choose, there's a similar wizard that makes it easy to attach or deploy a cluster in a matter of seconds. One thing I want to highlight here is the cluster group, which we'll look at in more detail in a moment. I've already deployed the cluster running Acme Fitness, but just to show you how it works, I will go ahead and deploy this cluster. I'm making all the adjustments needed to deploy a cluster just like the one I've already deployed for Acme Fitness. And you can see here the cluster is creating, and in a few minutes we'll be ready to go. Now I want to highlight the cluster groups feature. We know that enterprise applications need to be deployed across multiple clusters and multiple sites. And over time, you may need to expand, decrease, and change the number of clusters, and you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel each time you need to make changes to your environment. Cluster groups allow you to easily group clusters that have common requirements and apply policies and manage application deployments all at the cluster group level. Here you can see the cluster group for the clusters used in the demo today. Tanzu was designed to provide policy-driven cluster management. It includes a comprehensive array of policy types that can be applied to groups of clusters regardless of the type of cluster or which cloud it's running on. We can define policies for user access control, image registry, network, quota, and even custom policies to empower comprehensive policy-driven cluster management. Now we have seen how the clusters were created and configured, but before the dev team can get started, the platform team must be able to easily deploy and manage the developer platform itself, and deliver the developer portal and supply chain services we saw in the previous demo. Tanzu makes this simple by providing a wizard and graphical interface for engineers to ensure that the developer platform is available and healthy. Here you can see I have the ability to enter my deployment variables and access a simple click-to-deploy interface through the web UI. When modern applications are deployed, they depend on the platform to provide essential services, such as certificates, authentication, and database services, just to name a few. For example, the Acme application depends on services including Redis, MongoDB, and SQL databases. VMware provides a large catalog of packaged applications which can easily be configured, deployed, and managed right from the browser. And next, we'll look at one of the most impactful platform services that can empower simple and secure application development and operation, Tanzu Service Mesh. As I showed in the developer demo earlier, it was simple for the Acme app to be deployed across a multi-cloud environment. Service Mesh is the secret sauce that can extend an application runtime environment seamlessly across global-scale multi-cloud fabrics. Tanzu Service Mesh provides a unique feature called global namespaces, which create what is effectively a common Kubernetes namespace that can exist across any number of clusters. Without Service Mesh, Kubernetes clusters have no connectivity or awareness between each other. But the global namespace automatically and transparently creates a mesh of connections between all of the application components, regardless of which cloud provider or where a cluster is located. While Service Mesh makes it simple to design and deploy multi-cloud applications, it provides a host of other powerful benefits, perhaps most notably with security, where it can encrypt all of the connections between components. It also provides powerful dynamic API security, where it automatically identifies every API endpoint and call for every network session, and automatically maintains an evolving baseline fingerprint of your application behavior to provide zero-day protection by alerting on any new or unusual API requests or network traffic patterns. It also dynamically identifies traffic that has personally identifiable information and allows administrators to define granular policies to enforce known good application traffic patterns. Another powerful feature of Service Mesh is its ability to examine key application metrics that enable application support teams to have visibility directly into the customer experience. TSM analyzes the traffic of each user session and provides hop-by-hop performance and latency metrics for each user interaction, and can even set application service level objectives to automatically trigger alerts if any user interaction falls below target threshold values. Now we have seen how Tanzu empowers platform engineering teams to easily deploy and manage fleets of Kubernetes clusters, and leverage comprehensive policy-driven management capabilities to deliver consistent security and compliance. We saw how Tanzu helped engineers to deploy and manage the developer platform and the application services that deliver superior developer and operator experiences.